Hi there. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with Mrs. Ferris. I'm Mrs. Ferris, and this is my friend Bearnard. And Bearnard told me he was going to wear something special that was green tonight. I thought he'd wear green pajamas, but I don't think these are green pajamas. Those are just silly. We're going to have some green stories tonight, and some lucky stories, and some fun stories. We'll do some finger plays and songs. We'll have something very special on the flannel board, and then we'll finish up with our going to bed book. So, shall we get started? I'm going to set him aside so he can listen. And our first book is called The Good Luck Bear. This is written and illustrated by Greg Foley. And it is published by Viking. Can you see? There's a little tiny mouse there. One day, while lying in the grass, a little bear found a clover with 3 tiny leaves. 1, 2, 3. He showed it to his friend Mouse. Mouse said, "If you find one with 4 leaves, it means you're lucky." Bear started looking for a 4-leaf clover. Monkey saw him looking and said, "There's no such thing." Turtle saw him looking and said, "That's going to take forever." Elephant saw him and said, "I remember seeing one, but I forget where." So Bear kept on looking. Groundhog asked, "If you don't find one, does it mean you're unlucky?" Squirrel came and said, "I prefer them with 3 leaves," and he took as many as he could carry. Then Bunny said, "Oh, here's one!" and he ate it. "Good luck, Bear," he said. Oh dear. The little bear felt very unlucky. Until he saw a mouse. And Mouse said, "I think I found something for you." Bear went over to look. "Does it have 4 leaves?" he asked. Mouse said, "No. It has 5. And that's the end. I don't think I've ever found a 5-leaf clover. Found a couple of 4s, but mostly 3s. So I would say if they found a 5-leaf clover, they were pretty lucky. Well, shall we do a finger play? Which one would you like to do? Okay, I guess we could do one about eating, although I only really know one, and it's about those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little hot dogs, and we're going to cook them in our pan, so get your pan nice and hot. Get your hot dogs in there. I've got 5 little hot dogs. They're cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So hide it away. 4 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 3 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 2 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 1 little hot dog is cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the one went bam. So how many are left? Did you say none? You're right. No little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the pan went bam. Well, what did you have for dinner tonight? I think I'm going to have some soup when I go home. And we're going to have a story about some soup. This is called Carrot Soup. And it's written and illustrated by John Segal. And it is published by McElderry Books. Look at that carrot. Do you like carrots? They're good for you. And Rabbit knew that. It was spring, Rabbit's favorite season. It was time to plant the garden, order the carrot seeds, and look forward to enjoying his favorite food, carrot soup. Look at all the different kinds. I never realized. They're early horn and lunar white, a thumbelina, a bolero, short and sweet, sugar snacks, Paris market, and autumn king. Well, Rabbit plowed and planned. Rabbit watered and weeded. And he waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. Until finally, it was time to pick the carrots. Rabbit gathered his tools and his wheelbarrow, and off he went. But something was terribly wrong at the carrot patch. Rabbit looked up, Rabbit looked down. He looked over and under and inside and out, and Rabbit saw roots and rocks and dirt and mud. But you know what he didn't see? Rabbit did not see carrots. There were no carrots. They were gone. So Rabbit went to see Mole. Mole, have you seen my carrots? Rabbit asked. Someone has stolen my carrots. And Mole replied, Rabbit, you know I don't see very well. Why don't you ask Dog? Dog, someone has taken all of my carrots, said Rabbit. Have you seen them? Oh, I don't care much for carrots, said Dog. Why don't you ask Cat? Cat, I was hoping to have carrot soup tonight, but my carrots have disappeared, said Rabbit. Have you seen them? Carrots? Asked Cat. Why would I be interested in your carrots? Perhaps Duck knows something about carrots. So Rabbit asked Duck, have you seen my carrots? I prefer fish to carrots, said Duck. Pig will eat anything, though. Maybe he has seen your carrots. But Pig was nowhere to be found. No carrot soup tonight, thought Rabbit sadly. Discouraged and disappointed, Rabbit went home. Do you see what I see? Surprise! There were all his friends. And you know what? They had made carrot soup for everyone. Now I'm going to go back to when Rabbit was first looking for his carrots. Now I don't know if you noticed, when he was asking Mole, look who was back here. You see? That's Dog. And then when he was asking Dog, who was back here? Cat. And when he was asking Cat, I see. It looks like Duck. And Mole's there too. Remember he asked Mole first? And when he was asking Duck, look what Pig is driving. He's on a tractor and he's pulling a whole pile of carrots. I bet Pig dug them all up because, you know, pigs love to be in the dirt. So there was nothing until he got home. What nice friends he had. They knew how much he loved carrot soup. Well, can you make bunny ears with one of your hands? Stick your two fingers straight up. And with your other hand, can you bring your thumb around to touch your fingers? And that makes a little hole. So just hold it right like that. Here is a bunny with his ears so funny. And here's his hole in the ground. When a noise he hears, well, he pricks up his ears and he hops in his hole with a bound. Should we do that again? Get your bunny ready. Here is a bunny with his ears so funny, and here's his hole in the ground. When a noise he hears, well, he pricks up his ears and he hops in his hole with a bound. Well, I don't think that the animals in our next story would be able to hop in a hole with a bound. This is called the Three Triceratops Tuff. And it's going to sound a lot like a story you probably have heard before. This is written and illustrated by Stephen Shaskan. And it's published by Beachline Books. Are they all there? We've got 1, 2, 3 Triceratops. And I bet many of you are already familiar with what a Triceratops looks like. It's called Triceratops because it has 3 horns. 1, 2, 3. Well, once upon a time, 68 million years ago, there lived 3 Triceratops brothers who went by the name of Tuff. There was Stanley Tuff, Rufus Tuff, and Bob Tuff. Now, food grew scarce for everyone, so the 3 Tuffs set out to find some grub. They came upon a valley, and on the other side, oh, lush vegetation grew. That means flowers and grass. Plenty for everyone. Dinner is served, said Rufus. Not so fast, said Bob. For at the bottom of the valley, right down here, stood Tyrannosaurus Rex. Do you know what they like to eat? Do they like to eat flowers and grass and leaves? No, a T-Rex wouldn't do that. What are we waiting for? Asked Stanley. Let's go get that grub. And he marched right down into the valley. Clip, clomp, clip, clomp, clip, clomp. Oh, who's that clip clomping through my valley? Roared the T-Rex. Oh, the name is Tuff, Stanley Tuff, and I'm crossing this valley to get some grub. Not so fast, Stanley, said the T-Rex. Dinner is served. And you're it. Oh, but my bigger brother is on his way, said Stanley. He'd make a much better meal for someone as mighty as you. Well, then scram, Squirt, said the T-Rex, thinking himself quite lucky. Next, Rufus Tuff headed down into the valley. Clip, clomp, clip, clomp, clip, clomp. His feet were a little louder. Who's that clip clomping through my valley? Roared the T-Rex. The name is Tuff, Rufus Tuff, and I'm just following my little brother so I can get some grub. Not so fast, Rufus, said the T-Rex. Dinner is served, and you're it. Oh, but my biggest brother is on his way, said Rufus, and he'd make a much better meal for someone as mighty as you. Well, then take a hike, Half-Pint, said the T-Rex, thinking himself even luckier than before. And next, Bob Tuff headed down into the valley. Maybe you can say it with me this time. Clip, clomp, clip, clomp, clip, clomp. Finally, roared the T-Rex, dinner is served. Oh, not so fast, said Bob. I have a much better idea for someone as mighty as you. Hit the road, Rex! And Bob served the T-Rex such a mighty blow with his tail that he was knocked clear out of the valley and was never seen again. And then, at last, dinner was served. For everyone. Did that remind you of the three billy goats, Gruff? I'm not surprised. All right, well, it's probably time to get our bubble gum out, don't you think? Did you bring your bubble gum with you? Reach in your pocket. And remember, if you don't have a real pocket, pretend pockets work just fine. Reach down and pull out your piece of pretend bubble gum. If it has a wrapper on it, you certainly don't want to eat that, so unwrap it. And well, my trash can is way over there, so I'm just going to set it on the table here. And then I'm going to pop the gum in my mouth, chew it up until it's all soft and squishy, and then we'll do something disgusting with it. You ready? Okay. Do you think it's ready? I think so. Put your hand out. 1, 2, 3. Spit your gum in your hand and clap your other hand on top. But now your hands are stuck together with sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your chin. Do you want to leave it stuck there? No. So let's say unstick together. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your arm. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your cheek. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your knee. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your nose. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your back. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Stick it on Mom or Dad. You know I'll wait. Did you stick it on them? Okay. Unstick. Come on back. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your toe. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Oh yeah, it's time to throw it in the trash. I guess I'm going to have to put mine in my wrapper since my trash is way over on the other side of the room, but we'll just get it out of the way. Well, we've got another green story for us, and do you realize why we're doing all of these green things and lucky things? Well, it's because it's St. Patrick's Day. Although it might not be St. Patrick's Day if you're watching this later on, but it's in honor of St. Patrick's Day. And this has absolutely nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day, but Picasso is a green tree frog. This is a book written by Amanda Graham with pictures by John Slow. And it's published by Gareth Stevens Publishing. There he is. See him? Picasso was a very clever green tree frog. He could change colors by jumping from here to there and there to here and back again. Picasso could plop into a muddy puddle and turn brown. And he could dive into a deep, cool pool and turn blue. And then he'd bounce back up into his tree and turn green again. But one day, as Picasso jumped from his tree, something went wrong. Picasso landed in a jar of jelly beans, and he turned all sorts of colors. Wait till you see him. He looks tie-dyed, doesn't he? He enjoyed being many colors for a while. But when he bounced back up into his tree, he didn't turn green. He slipped into the lime green slime, but he still did not turn green. He wallowed in the watery weeds and reeds, but still, he did not turn green. Oh, there was no way it seemed to become green again. Picasso jumped back into the jelly bean jar. He sighed and tried a pink jelly bean while he thought about what to do next. And as he ate another pink jelly bean, well, he noticed something strange. His pink spots had disappeared. So Picasso ate even more jelly beans. The red ones, the blue ones, yellow, purple, every color except, can you guess? Except green, of course. And at last, he was himself again, a green tree frog. Or so he thought. I don't know if he'll ever be all green again. Oh, we haven't done this one in a long time. Can you put your fingers up and pretend that they're frogs? And your arm can be a log that they like to sit on. Well, there were 5 green and speckled frogs who sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs, yum, yum. Now one jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 green speckled frogs, glub, glub. 4 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs, yum, yum. Now one jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 3 green speckled frogs, glub, glub. 3 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs, yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are, how many? I may have lost count. Did I say 2? Let's say 2. 2 green speckled frogs, glub, glub. 2 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs, yum, yum. They may have gone twice, I don't know. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there is 1 green speckled frog, glub, glub. Shall we sing this verse fast? I think we should, yeah. One green and speckled frog sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs, yum, yum. Now he jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are no green speckled frogs. Let's see, what are we doing time-wise here? I think we've got time. This is one of my favorite authors, Karma Wilson, and one of my favorite illustrators, Jane Chapman, and they're together again with another bear story, and this is called Bear's New Friend. Oh, did you say? Bearnard says that he likes these books a lot too. This is a rhyming story. In the woods in the sun on a hot summer day, Bear feels an itching to head out and play. He goes to find Mouse, his littlest friend, but just as Big Bear heads round the bend, there's a clatter in the tree. Oh, what could it be? And the bear asks, who? Bear calls, is that Mouse who hides in the tree? But Mouse scurries up and squeaks, it's not me. Bear scratches his head. Who's hiding up there? Mouse shrugs his shoulder. Perhaps it is hair. So Mouse starts to shout, come out, friend, come out. And the bear asks, who? Well, nobody answers. Who is it? Asks Bear. They peek in the tree, but there's nobody there. Bear cries, no one's here, but where did they go? And then Hare hops along and says, howdy ho. Something sped past, going fast, fast, fast. And the bear asks, who? Hare says, let's follow to see what we see. Bear says, is it Badger? Who else could it be? But there on a log with Gopher and Mole, Badger is peering into a deep hole. Come look if you dare. There's someone down there. And the bear asks, who? Bear says, it's not us. But who is it then? I know, said Badger. It's Raven or Wren. But Raven and Wren flapped down from the sky. We saw all our friends and thought we'd fly by. And from up from the ground comes a rustling sound, and the bear asks, who? Who are you down there? Who is it, I say? Why stay in that hole? Why hide the whole day? Why don't you like us? Why? And then a trembling voice says, because I am shy. Two eyes peek-a-boo. And the voice says, who? And the bear says, hi. I'm Bear, hidey-ho. And that's Mouse and that's Hare and Gopher and Mole. They're standing right there. Next to those bushes sit Raven and Wren. Come swimming with us in the pool by the glen. Please do not hide. Come on outside. And then an owl says, hoo, hoo, hoo. Hello, I'm Owl, and I'm sorry I hid. I'm just a bit bashful. That's why I did. Bear says, hello, friend. Come on, cries Mole, and they all scamper off to the old swimming hole. They splash and have fun in the hot summer sun with Bear's new friend. All right, well, can you wiggle your fingers and your toes and your shoulders and your nose? Can you wiggle your elbows and your knees and stretch your arms up? And I'm going to get ready, so please wait just a second while I get things set up, because I'm going to use my downstairs flannel board for tonight's story, because I need to do something special with it, and the big blue one just won't work. So I'm going to scooch over and bring up my board. You recognize this one? I'm going to get off to the side because I seem to fade when I use this one. Well, once upon a time, a little old lady, let's see if I can get her up here, went out for a walk. And she heard a tiny sound. Tap, 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 tap. I wonder what that could be, she said. And she peeked around behind a nearby tree, and there, to her surprise, she saw a leprechaun dressed from head to toe in green. And he was tapping away with his little hammer, making shoes for the wee folk to wear. The little old lady grabbed a hold of the leprechaun's coat and said, "Aha! I've caught you now, Mr. Leprechaun." "Oh, indeed you have," said the leprechaun. "But I'll thank you to let me go so I can get on with my work." "Oh, no," said the little old lady, "not until you tell me where to find your gold. Everyone knows that when a leprechaun is caught, he has to show you where his pot of gold is buried." "Ah, so you want my pot of gold, do you?" the leprechaun chuckled. "Very well, just follow me and I'll show you." And the leprechaun started off with the old lady holding tight to his coattails. And at last they came to a field where there were lots and 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 lots of bushes. I think I'll move this one up here. "Well," said the leprechaun as he pointed to one of the bushes, "just dig right under this bush and you'll find all the gold you'll want." Well, the little lady looked at the hard ground and said, "Well, I'll have to go home and get a shovel. But first, I'm going to tie my red scarf on this bush so I'll know where to dig when I come back." That's what she said, and that's what she did. She tied her scarf right onto that bush. "That's a good idea," said the leprechaun with a twinkle in his eye. "Enjoy the gold when you found it." And with a wave of his hand, poof, he was gone. Well, the little old lady ran home, and she got a shovel. Now she had to walk all the way back, and it was a long way. But all the while, do you know what she was thinking about? She was thinking about that gold and what she could do with it. Why, she could buy a new house, or she could buy a new wagon. She could even buy a new shovel, because she certainly needed a new shovel. And what else could she do? She could buy a cow, or a horse, or, well, just about anything she wanted. So that's what she was thinking about all the way back to that field full of bushes. But when she got there, oh dear, every single bush had a red scarf tied on it. Every single one. "Oh no," cried the little old lady. "That leprechaun tricked me. I can't dig under all of these bushes. Now I'll go home without my pot of gold." And that's just exactly what she did. Never trust a leprechaun. All right, well, I think it's just about time for our last story. Feel free to leave a hi in the comments. I'd love to know who's out there watching. Sometimes I can see names, but sometimes I can't. So let me scooch on back here. and get our Going to Bed book out. This is the Going to Bed book by Sandra Boynton, and it's published by Little Simon. By this point, some of you might even be able to say this with me because we use it almost every week. The sun has set not long ago. Now everybody goes below to take a bath in one big tub with soap all over. Scrub, scrub, scrub. They hang their towels on the wall and find pajamas, big and small. And with some on top and some beneath, they brush and brush and brush their teeth. And when the moon is on the rise, they all go up to exercise. Do you see Bernard doing push-ups? And then down once more, but not so fast. They're on their way to bed at last. The day is done. They say goodnight, and somebody turns off the light. The moon is high, the sea is deep, and they rock and rock and rock to sleep. Well, thank you for joining me on this St. Patrick's Day for some stories, and I hope the luck of the Irish are with each and every one of you. We'll see you again next week when it's time for pajama story time. Oh, not pajama time. That's during the summer. How about bedtime stories with Mrs. Ferris? See you later.